Jeff Ross has long been a household name, known for his mastery in the art of roasting, bringing laughs and shock value to every stage he's graced. But his latest venture is a whole different kind of experience. On stage, Jeff is no longer just the sharp-tongued comic who pokes fun at others. His Broadway one-man show, Take a Banana for the Ride, is deeply personal and offers an intimate look at the life behind the humor. For years, Jeff has used humor as a tool to cope with life's more difficult challenges, from his beginnings in comedy to the peak of his career roasting celebrities on shows like The Roast of Charlie Sheen. He's remained one of the most respected figures in the comedy world. But with Take a Banana for the Ride, he's revealing more than just punchlines. The play isn't merely a comedy show, it's an exploration of the trials and tribulations that have shaped him. And it's not just about laughs, it's about vulnerability and humanity. Jeff's experiences with family, especially his relationship with his mother, are central to the show. Growing up in New Jersey, Jeff was the target of bullying, something he often used as material for his jokes. But behind the laughs, there was pain. His mother, who passed away when he was just 14 or 15, played a pivotal role in his life, dragging him to karate school after he was bullied. While it may sound like an unusual remedy, the lessons Jeff learned in the dojo were life-changing. It wasn't just about self-defense. It was about building resilience and finding strength in adversity. His stories from childhood, especially those involving his mother, are filled with both humor and heartbreak. The show even touches on his dreams where his mother came back to life and they laughed together as if to say they'd never been apart. But those moments of joy were fleeting, as he would wake up to the painful reality of her passing. It's a poignant exploration of grief, but also of hope, as he continues to channel his memories of her through his comedy. In addition to his heartfelt story, Jeff brings humor to the stage in his typical irreverent style, drawing on his sharp wit and his ability to make even the most awkward or tragic situations lighthearted. The play also includes Jeff's surprising talent for martial arts, something many of his fans don't know. Jeff was the second youngest black belt in the United States when he was just 10.5 years old, and he uses this martial arts background to weave in moments of physical comedy. But beyond his humor and talent, Jeff's personal life has taken some unexpected turns. His cancer diagnosis, which he discovered quite by accident, is a huge part of the show's narrative. While working on the play, Jeff had been feeling perfectly healthy, but a conversation with a friend led him to get a colonoscopy, despite not having any symptoms. What doctors discovered was a tumor in his colon. It was a devastating moment that Jeff describes as the one thing he never thought would happen to him. Jeff underwent surgery and had 7 inches of his colon removed. It was a surreal experience for him, and it became a major turning point in his life. He joked about how, instead of being shot like 50 Cent, he was dealing with a different kind of trauma. Eating pastrami for decades had led to his health issues. The humor was still there, but underneath it was a man confronting mortality in a very real way. Even as Jeff navigated his cancer battle, he continued to perform, using his struggles as a source of material for his show. He admitted that the experience had changed him, but he remained determined to find the humor in it. This resilience became a key theme in his Broadway show, a reminder that no matter how dark life can get, there is always room for laughter. But it wasn't just his cancer diagnosis that brought an unexpected twist to his life. In a bizarre and comical turn of events, Jeff had an allergic reaction to some ice cream while performing in Northern California. What started as a sweet, innocent treat quickly turned into a hilarious nightmare. Jeff explained that he had no idea what caused the allergic reaction, but after enjoying a bowl of ice cream with peppercorns and pistachios, his lips began to swell uncontrollably. The reaction was so extreme that Jeff jokingly said it looked like he had been hit in the face with nunchucks. But even as his lips swelled to extreme proportions, Jeff didn't let it dampen his humor. He quickly found a way to make it part of his stage act, proving once again that no matter what life throws at him, Jeff Ross will always find a way to turn it into a laugh. Through it all, Jeff has shown that even the darkest moments can be made lighter with humor. His Broadway show, Take a Banana for the Ride, isn't just a comedy performance. It's a journey through the ups and downs of life. From his heartbreaking childhood to his cancer diagnosis and his hilarious allergic reaction, Jeff continues to remind audiences that laughter truly is the best medicine. As he continues to share his story, Jeff is more than just a comedian. He's a man who has found a way to turn tragedy into triumph. His Broadway debut is a testament to the strength of the human spirit and the healing power of humor. As Jeff continues his Broadway journey with his one-man show Take a Banana for the Ride, his fans and audience are given a rare, unfiltered glimpse into his personal life. One of the more surprising aspects of the show is Jeff's open discussion about his family, particularly the relationships that have had the most profound impact on him. It's in this part of his show where we learn that the laughter is not just a mechanism for survival, it's a tribute to the people who shaped him. While much of Jeff's comedy career has centered around roasting celebrities and making audiences laugh at the expense of others, this show is all about vulnerability. He's not just the joke maker anymore, he's letting the audience into his life and showing them the man behind the humor. By telling these personal stories, he invites the audience to witness not only his transformation, but also his connection to the very things that shaped him. And though the stories are deeply personal and often difficult, Jeff is able to find humor even in the most painful memories. A perfect example of this is when he talks about the relationship with his father. Jeff's father, who passed away when he was a teenager, is a central figure in his comedy. His father was a character in every sense of the word, someone who had a way of making the most mundane situations both hilarious and unforgettable. Jeff recalls how his father used to cater at parties, walking in with tuxedo and pocket full of cash, a man who was always ready with a funny quip or a bizarre story. One of Jeff's favorite memories was when his dad noticed one of Jeff's friends named Ho crying over losing $100 during a poker game. His father walked to the fridge, pulled out a stick of butter, and said, "If you can eat this in 3 minutes, you can keep the $100. Jeff's friend Ho accepted the challenge, and the result was a comedic spectacle. He threw up in the sink, only to be given $47 instead of the full $100. This bizarre and hilarious moment encapsulated the essence of Jeff's dad, a man who never took life too seriously, always willing to offer humor as a solution to life's little problems. But humor was not always an escape for Jeff. It was also a way for him to deal with the challenges he faced growing up. Jeff's recollections of his childhood are filled with both laughter and tears. He shares the story of being bullied as a young boy, an experience that many can relate to. In his show, he talks about how his mother, who was concerned about his well-being, took him to karate school to help him defend himself. This decision to send him to martial arts was one of the turning points in Jeff's life. He learned discipline, resilience, and strength that would serve him well later on in life, especially as he navigated his own battles. At 10.5 years old, Jeff earned his black belt, an accomplishment that still brings him pride. This part of his story reflects a significant theme in Jeff's life: the importance of resilience. Throughout his show, Jeff emphasizes how martial arts not only taught him physical strength, but also mental fortitude. The skills he learned in the dojo helped him face life's challenges, including the hurdles he faced in his career and personal life. The cancer diagnosis was another life-altering experience that tested Jeff's resilience. But what makes Jeff's reaction to the news so remarkable is how he used his diagnosis as an opportunity to bring people closer. His battle with cancer is not just a medical issue, it's another part of his story that's full of humor, heart, and strength. He admitted to feeling both disbelief and shock when he was diagnosed, but instead of letting the diagnosis define him, he used it as an opportunity to create something meaningful. The way he talks about his cancer diagnosis in the show is both heartbreaking and humorous, as he reflects on the moment he went in for a colonoscopy at the urging of a friend. Without showing any symptoms, Jeff didn't think he had anything to worry about, but to his surprise, the doctors found a tumor. It was an eye-opening moment for Jeff, one that made him realize that life is unpredictable and that health is something that should never be taken for granted. Jeff didn't just sit back and let cancer take control of his life. He fought back. He went through surgery and, later, chemotherapy, all while continuing to perform and do what he loves. Even in the face of cancer, Jeff remained a performer at heart, using his show as a way to deal with his diagnosis. His resilience became a core theme in his Broadway show, and his ability to laugh through the toughest of times became an inspiration to his audience. But what makes Jeff's approach to his illness even more remarkable is his ability to take something as difficult as chemotherapy and make it funny. He jokes that the bad news was that he needed 6 months of chemo, but the good news was that he had already lost his hair long ago. His humor is a way of coping with the harsh realities of life, and it's a reminder to his audience that even in the darkest of times, laughter can be a source of healing. Jeff's cancer story is not just about his personal journey, but also about his connection to his audience. He uses his battle with cancer as a way to bond with the people who have supported him throughout his career. His vulnerability in sharing such a personal experience with his fans is one of the most powerful aspects of his show, but just when it seems like Jeff's life couldn't get any more unexpected, he finds himself dealing with an allergic reaction. While on tour in Northern California, after enjoying a meal at a local restaurant, Jeff experienced a bizarre and comical allergic reaction to a dish that contained pistachios and peppercorns. His lips swelled to comical proportions, leading him to joke that it looked like he had been hit in the face with nunchucks. Despite the discomfort, Jeff's humor never wavered. He took the situation in stride, incorporating it into his stage act, and the audience responded with laughter and applause. It was a perfect example of how Jeff could turn even the most awkward and uncomfortable situations into moments of comedy. This allergic reaction, much like his cancer diagnosis, reflects Jeff's ability to find humor in life's unpredictable twists. Whether he's facing health challenges or dealing with embarrassing moments on stage, Jeff's response is always the same: he finds a way to laugh. And this ability to laugh at himself, to turn pain into humor, is part of what makes Jeff Ross such a beloved figure in the comedy world. While Jeff's Broadway show is a deep and personal exploration of his life, it is also a celebration of the resilience and strength that have defined him throughout his career. From his early days in comedy to his most recent challenges, Jeff has proven time and again that laughter is not just a way to entertain, it's a way to heal, to connect with others, and to overcome even the toughest obstacles. His show is more than just a comedy performance. It is a testament to the power of humor in the face of adversity. As Jeff continues to share his story with audiences on Broadway, he remains an inspiration to those who face their own battles. His ability to turn tragedy into triumph, to find laughter in the darkest of times, is a reminder that no matter what life throws our way, we can always find a way to move forward one joke at a time. And for Jeff Ross, this show is just the beginning of a new chapter in his life, one where laughter continues to be his greatest weapon.